Mark Consuelos and Kelly Ripa, host of LIVE, have been wed for almost 30 years. They enjoy joking about their marriage and what they would do if one of them passed away. She made the unexpected decision to test her marriage by employing a viral trend that suggests whether or not to break up with someone. To learn more about her recent practice of making divorce-related hints, continue reading. Kelly Ripa, the live host, risks her marriage with a viral trend. Social media relationships are being made or broken by the bird trend. A few years after it initially appeared online, the viral trend has gained popularity again on social media sites like TikTok. What is the bird theory, then? Women are telling their boyfriends or spouses that they saw a bird as part of the trend. The strength of the relationship is said to be revealed by their partner's response. The bond is weak if neither spouse shows any interest in the bird. Conversely, the partner shows interest in the relationship if they inquire further about the fictitious bird. Kelly Ripa ought to be aware of her husband's level of interest in her after almost 3 decades of marriage. On Live with Kelly and Mark, though, she enjoys pushing the limits of their partnership. Kelly Ripa chose to test the notion on her unaware spouse during the talk show's Wednesday, November 12 program. She reported spotting a bird to Mark Consuelos. "What kind?" he asked in response. The test was passed by him. Kelly Ripa exclaimed, "He loves me, he loves me." Later, she quipped that if a woman's partner doesn't pass the test, she can file for divorce right away. It was agreed that the partnership would end by Mark Consuelos. Mark Consuelos reverses the flow with his own test. The marriage of the live co-host nearly ended before it ever started. He just revealed the reason behind their 1996 breakup, which occurred only days before they eloped to Las Vegas, Nevada. With the assistance of Michael Gelman, the show's longtime producer, Kelly Ripa's husband reversed her when she told him about the widespread bird theory movement. In order to determine a wife's level of interest in her husband, Mark Consuelos wondered how to ask the question in reverse. Mark Consuelos told his wife that he was really bummed about the Buccaneers when the producer recommended sports. According to the bird theory, Kelly Ripa's follow-up question, "What happened?" was successful. He told his wife he saw a cool automobile in an attempt to con her once more. He reminded her that she doesn't even like cars when she inquired what kind. If the crew of LIVE with Kelly and Mark thought they'd seen every possible on-air surprise from the couple who'd been married nearly 3 decades, they were wrong, spectacularly wrong. Because on a bright Tuesday morning, under the fluorescent studio lights and the thrum of live television adrenaline, Kelly Ripa did something so unexpected, so unfiltered, that even Mark Consuelos froze mid-sip of his coffee. And yes, their nearly 30-year marriage was suddenly dangling on the edge of a very dramatic cliff. The episode began normally enough. The audience cheered, the music swelled, and Kelly strutted out in a bold red dress that practically screamed, "I'm making a statement today." Mark, already smiling at the crowd, turned toward her, only to instantly sense trouble. He knew that walk, that dress, that energy. It was the energy she had right before announcing she'd bleached her hair at midnight. The same energy she had before adopting a dog without telling him. The very same energy she had the day she decided they were getting rid of their bedroom TV because it was sucking their souls out. "Good morning, everybody," Kelly chirped, standing center stage like a glamorous human firework ready to detonate. The audience roared. Mark narrowed his eyes. "You seem extra chipper today." "Oh, I'm beyond chipper," Kelly replied, flashing that unmistakable too bright smile. "Because today, we're talking about taking bold risks." The audience hooed. Mark visibly gulped. Kelly continued, "And sometimes taking a bold risk means putting something huge on the line. Something life-changing." Mark, sensing danger, attempted humor. "You're not skydiving again, are you? Because last time." "No, Mark." Kelly turned to him with theatrical seriousness. "This time, the thing I'm putting on the line is our marriage." The The studio gasped in a perfect synchronized wave. Mark blinked. Twice. I'm sorry. What? Kelly pressed a hand to her heart as if narrating a dramatic scene from a telenovela. I realized something while brushing my teeth this morning. Something profound. Something that made me question everything. Mark set down his coffee slowly, very slowly. Baby, please tell me this is about laundry, or me leaving the cabinet doors open, or the way I blink loudly. No, Kelly said with a dramatic pause. It's bigger than that. She turned toward the audience. Cameras zoomed in. Producers whispered urgently into headsets. Social media interns prepared for chaos. Today, Kelly announced, I am officially declaring that if Mark Consuelos does not stop doing the thing he does every single night, our 30-year marriage might not survive. Mark's eyes widened. Every single night? Which thing? Be specific, please, because I do like 12 things every night. Kelly raised one elegant finger. The blanket war. The audience erupted into laughter. But Kelly held up her hand, commanding silence like a Supreme Court judge. No laughing. This is serious, she said. For nearly 30 years, 3 decades, this man has been waging a ruthless, merciless, cold-hearted battle in our bed. A battle I never agreed to fight. She pointed at him dramatically. He is a blanket thief. Gasps. Giggles. A few supportive cheers from blanket victims in the crowd. Mark's jaw dropped. Kelly, you yank the blanket to your side every night, she said. Every night. And then I wake up shivering like a Victorian orphan begging for porridge. Now, hang on. Mark tried, but Kelly raised the other finger. And when I try to pull the blanket back, he plays dead. Dead, limp like a body in a crime drama. The audience howled. Mark buried his face in his hands. Kelly, pacing dramatically like an attorney delivering the closing argument of her life, continued. Last night I reached over to pull the blanket and I swear, Mark growled. He growled, like he was guarding treasure. Mark lifted his head. I did not growl. You made a territorial noise. That was me snoring. Snoring is a noise of possession, Kelly declared. The audience was crying with laughter now, so she continued. I have decided it's time to draw a line, to save what's left of my warmth, dignity, and REM sleep. Mark shook his head. Kelly, sweetie, you're putting our marriage on the line over a blanket? Over principle? Kelly corrected, slapping the desk. The principle that after almost 30 years, I deserve a 50-50 share of the bedding. I'm fighting for equality, for fairness, for my toes. The audience chanted, toes, toes, toes. Kelly nodded, absorbing their support like a superhero. Exactly. My toes should not be out here freezing, while my husband sleeps like a cozy burrito. Mark sighed dramatically, but with a smile creeping across his face. Okay, I admit I might sometimes, occasionally, pull the blanket toward me. Might? Kelly scoffed. Mark, the blanket has a permanent dent in your side. She grabbed a prop blanket from under the desk, clearly pre-planned, and held it up like Exhibit A. Look at this. This blanket remembers trauma. The whole studio cracked up. Mark stood, walking to her side. Baby, come here. Let's talk about this. No, Kelly said, stepping back. This is bigger than us. Couples everywhere suffer. Relationships crumble. Toes perish. Mark placed a hand over his heart. Kelly, if sharing a blanket is what it takes to save our marriage, I am willing to negotiate. Oh, really? She asked, hands on hips. He nodded solemnly. We can buy a bigger blanket. The audience cheered so loudly, the applause sign didn't even need to light up. Kelly gasped. A bigger blanket? One that can cover both of us. Mark nodded. The biggest. California King plus Ultra Super Deluxe blanket. Kelly melted instantly. You do love me. Mark pulled her close. Always. The audience all would, so hard that even the cameraman softened. Kelly straightened and addressed the viewers. And that is how you save a nearly 30-year marriage. Communication. Compromise. And blankets the size of small countries. Mark added, and maybe not announcing marital ultimatums live on television. Kelly winked at the camera. Where's the fun in that? The music swelled, the audience applauded, and just like that, the Great Blanket War was over, at least until tonight.